What's up, math fans? Today we're doing conjunctions, and I know you couldn't wait for this because you're so fresh off of learning disjunctions. When I think of the word disengage, I'm thinking of two separate things. Those are two separate arrows. When I'm thinking of I'm thinking of connect, and then that's just one line, and you'll see exactly what it looks like right here. So this is a conjunction. Let me ask you a question. If you look at this graph, what integers do you think of? What integers is it representing? Integers meaning whole numbers, positive or negative. So let's see. I got a circle shaded in over the -2. So it represents -2. It also represents -1. It represents 0, 1, 2, and because it's shaded in over the 3, it also represents 3. Now notice I said integers, but it actually represents all rational numbers, including half, 0.1, 1.5, so all the fractions, all the decimals in between, it includes that too. But I can't list it all, I don't have all day, so I just listed the integers. But 0.01 counts, 0.001 counts, 0.0000001 counts, 0.99 counts, 0.99 counts, 0.999999 counts. So here's the integers, right? Let's see. You should be familiar with this, which is called set notation. It's showing you all the integers, or actually all the numbers, rational and integers, from -2 to 3. And this bracket means you include the -2, and this bracket means you include the 3. Remember, if this was an open circle, I would not include the 3. I would still write the number 3, but I would use parentheses instead. Look like this instead of this. That's if this was an open circle. But I'm doing closed circles just to make a point. So now that you know what it represents, this is a conjunction. There's a finite amount of answers here. That's not true either. There's still an infinite amount of answers, but I'm not drawing an arrow all the way to negative infinity or positive infinity. I have just a closed space here. So you represent it differently than you would in my previous video when I showed arrows going to infinity. So let's see, how could you represent this as, I just showed you how to do it in, I'll do it again. Set notation is going to look like this. Close bracket, -2 to 3, include the 3, stop right there. That's it. This time we're not going to infinity. How would you write it as an inequality? Inequality means either Pac-Man is going this way or this way. Hopefully you know this one is greater. This one is less. Let's see. So this represents a bunch of numbers. Call that x. But this time x is between two endpoints. It's between the -2 and it's between the 3. So if you ignore this for a second, you notice this black line is going to the left of 3. So x is less than or equal to 3. And that is a basic inequality. But it's not, if it was just less than or equal to 3, it would be an arrow. And it would go to the left forever. It stops here because if you look here, the black line is going to the right of -2. So this actually is showing you two things at the same time. It's showing you x is less than or equal to 3. And at the same time, it's showing you x is, if it's going to the right of -2, greater than or equal to -2. It's showing you two things. And the word "and" is your secret for dealing with conjunctions. This and this is happening at the same time. Think of a number that is both less than or equal to 3 and greater than or equal to -2. That would be all the numbers that I listed, all those integers that I listed. All right? So you can write it like this, you get full credit, it makes perfect sense, but it's more commonly shown in shorthand like this. So you notice this matches. This guy I just reversed it, but the -2 is less than x, which is less than 3. And this is common notation, inequality notation for your inequalities, conjunctions, okay? Simple as that. So I got my graph, set notation, inequality notation. That's all you gotta know. Let's just do a practice problem for fun. Here, you're gonna get some kind of crazy conjunction. Since it's not two separate ones with an or symbol, this is an and question. Even though it does, I don't see the word and anywhere. I don't see the word conjunction anywhere. How could you possibly know this is a conjunction? Well, real quick, you could see it like this, or the word, the symbol for and is that. It's the opposite of the or symbol. Remember this or, this is and. So you could also see it like this. So there's a few ways you could see it. This is just the most popular way. Now here, I don't know if it's and, I don't know if it's or, so you got to investigate it carefully. What is this saying? Hi, it's too much information. There's too many inequalities. It's confusing. Let's do one at a time. So I'm going to hide this less than 7. This is your basic inequality. This is saying -5 is less than or equal to x plus 2. And it's also saying, if you hide this, it's also saying x plus 2 is less than 7. So it's saying this and it's saying this at the same time. So then by looking at it carefully, you realize, oh, it is a conjunction and statement. Even though they didn't use the word and, it is saying and that's how you would read it. -5 is less than or equal to x plus 2, and x plus 2 is less than 7. So now that it's two separate ones, let me isolate x here. And I get -7 is less than or equal to x. And let me isolate x here. I get x is less than 5. Two separate statements. So I want to graph this. So I got my number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, -5, 6, 7, -7 is here. Put a circle above -7, and I shade it in. But wait a minute, Professor Noy, the number goes first. You never taught it like that. Usually the x goes first. What are you trying to do here? So just switch it, reverse it, and look at Pac-Man. If Pac-Man is facing this way, it's still, when it reverses, it still eats the x. It eats the x that way. Meaning, if I put the x first, instead of saying -7 is less than or equal to x, I'm going to say x is greater than or equal to -7. So I shade in my -7 and greater goes this way. Go to the right. Easy. Wait. X is less than 5. I don't need to reverse that. This is the order I wanted it. So I go to 5 and I go to the left. Open circle. Don't shade in that circle. There's no equal sign here. Go to the left. And they kind of crash into each other, and that's what a conjunction does. This is going this way and this is going this way, so give me all the answers in the middle. And you don't actually have to put the arrows. You just draw a line segment and you're done. And this is the solution to this. That's it. That's all you have to know. If you want a shortcut, you don't have to rewrite it. It's too much work. I got a shortcut for you. I know that this is two inequalities at the same time, so I know if I subtract on this side, I gotta subtract on this side and this side, all in one shot. And now I got -7 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 5. That means I know my answer is between -7 and 5. Look at that, between -7 and 5. Just be careful with the closed circle and the open circle. That means closed, that means open. Now you're a professional. Thanks for watching. See ya.